I'm a completely normal dude making 55K per month online. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how. And here's a quick screenshot of that, but maybe you don't believe me, maybe you think this is fake. And so I'll just like straight up refresh our entire Stripe account. We actually had to change payment processors in 2024, and that's why you see a drop off here. But this is the business pulling in anywhere from 30 to 50K per month for over a year and a half period. Anyways, my entire life, I've literally just been like a normal guy. I wasn't bad or exceptional at anything. But when I went to college as an 18-year-old freshman, for some reason out of nowhere, I began building this insane desire and urgency to be great in every realm of human life. I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to be in the best possible shape. I wanted to have an incredible wife. I wanted to have an incredible family. I just wanted to win in every single human regard. And a large amount of this might be due to the fact that I started seeing TikToks and YouTube videos from people like my age or younger or slightly older making stupid amounts of money online, like making 100K per month kind of money. And it honestly really pissed me off. Because at the time, my entire life, I was just told that you have to go to school, you have to go work a job, then you have to go save your money, and then you have to put it in a 401k and then go buy a house and all this stuff. And it's like, that's not the only path. And so when I started seeing these people, I realized that. And at first it pissed me off. But then I actually got really curious as to how these people were doing it. And I was like, how the fuck are these people who look so much dumber than me, like printing money? And then I began my journey of making money online because I ultimately figured if they can do it and they look like idiots, I can too. And at first I fell for the typical BS flashy business models. Like I did drop shipping for a couple days. I did affiliate marketing for a couple months. And I actually made a little bit of money with affiliate marketing, but it was nothing sustainable or scalable. And I couldn't at the time find anything that seemed possible to do just for like an ordinary person, because all these business models that I was being taught, they just seemed like they involved so much experience and skill, and it required you to be good at like a bunch of different things in order to make them work. And for me, as a beginner coming in with no experience, I didn't have that yet. But what ended up working best for me was remote sales, more specifically doing appointment setting at the time, where you essentially go in and you work for an info product business, meaning somebody who runs a course or a coaching program, and you essentially help them grow and you help them with sales. And so the reason why this works so well is because everyone tells you that their business model is the best business model. You see YouTube videos and TikToks and all this BS. Oh, go try this business model. It's the best one. Well, every single one of these people is selling an online course or coaching program. And so in reality, that truly is the best business model. However, if you don't have the skills or the experience to start one of these for yourself yet, the next logical step then is to go in and work with one of these kind of businesses, help them with something, see the ins and outs of how they run their business so that you can eventually do it to your own degree. And that's what I realized, which is why I eventually, after like doing these like shitty business models, I had the realization, and then I started doing remote sales. And this was literally just like the beginning, because the industry is expected to boom largely because I think people are starting to catch on to the wave that college is like a joke. And most online education businesses, since they're so new and since the industry is still so new and it's still so growing, they do a terrible job converting attention into sales calls, which is appointment setting. That's what I did first. So they get attention on social media, they get likes, followers, comments, etc. But they do a terrible job converting this attention just like into money in general. It could be a lot more efficient. And they do a terrible job converting these sales calls into money. And so like both of these, most businesses do a terrible job at. They do a terrible job at appointment setting, and they do a terrible job at closing. This is the reality of the situation, and this is why there's so much demand for remote sales. And so remote sales was perfect for me because there was a ton of demand for it. It can make you money now, but more importantly, you can see the ins and outs of how somebody can build a 50, 100K per month business so that you can eventually do it a couple of years down the line for yourself. And then also it was a skill that was pretty quick and easy to learn. Like I caught on to it pretty quickly, even as somebody who is very, very, very introverted. So yeah, that's exactly how I got started a few years ago, and here's where it's taken me in the past 3 years. So how did I actually do it though? Well, the truth of the matter is every single business model out there can work when you have skills. I'm so tired of seeing all these gurus being like, I have the best business model and none of these other ones work. They all actually work when you have skills. And for me, after now building my agency to 50K per month and acquiring lifelong skill sets along the time of doing that, I can actually go back to some of those older business models that I tried and failed with, and I could probably make them work now after you build skills. And that's the trick here. But when you don't have the right skills, you fail with all of them. That's the reality of the situation. And when I got started, I had 0 skills. So what I had to do is I had to drop my ego because I didn't have skills, and I had to find a skill and build it. And I had to put all my time and effort into learning it so I could actually provide value to the marketplace. Because in order to make money, if you want to make 10K per month, if you want to make 5K per month, whatever, you need to provide that or more amount of value to the marketplace. And so the only way to do that is by solving problems. And the only way to solve problems is when you have skills. And so you can't just expect to find some new flashy business model that's going to make you 10K per month. No, you actually need to build skill sets that will make you more valuable. And that's the reality of the situation. So I started with appointment setting, like I alluded to earlier. And here's what appointment setting is for dummies. Basically, an online business owner posts content on social media to attract leads to sell them on their coaching program or course or whatever. So think of like a fitness coach, for example, that teaches people how to diet, the right workouts to do, etc. And so this person posts content on social media and they get followers, they get likes, they get DMs, they get comments, etc. And so then an appointment setter goes in on their account and reaches out to all these potential leads through the DMs to see if they might want what the business owner is selling. So if you get people commenting, hey, I want more information about how you can help me lose 10 pounds, blah, 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 blah. An appointment setter can go in to all these people and start talking with them in the DMs using a step-by-step formula, which I got, and then walking them through the sales process to see if they would be a good fit to join the program, join the coaching program that you're selling, right? And if they do need help based on the conversation, the appointment setter pushes them towards booking a call where the business owner or some sort of closer sells them on Zoom. So appointment setting was perfect for me because I didn't want to have to go out and sell a product yet. I wasn't like good enough yet. It's funny to say that, but it's the truth. And so I could literally just focus on getting in the DMs, asking people questions to see if we can even help them. And then if we could, then I literally sell them on jumping on a meeting. That's all I had to do. And if the lead ends up buying on that meeting, then the appointment setter gets anywhere from a 5 to 10% commission of whatever they pay or buy from the business owner or from the closer, right? And then you do that 10 to 30 times, where you don't just book 1 call a day, you book 5, you book 6, you book 8 calls a day, and you do that every single day for 20 days out of the month. And suddenly you're making 3 to 5K per month, assuming that the client you're working with has a good business, all from just sending a few DMs back and forth from your phone. And that's why it was so perfect for me, because I was sitting in my college dorm during COVID when you couldn't like go outside or anything, basically. And I was just typing messages from my phone while I was watching Netflix on my computer. Like that's the truth. And after a few months of doing this in the business I was working on, I began making like 2 to 3K per month in commission, which was massive for me. And now here's the thing. This is what most people get wrong. Instead of then just being like, oh, if I want to make more money, let's just get more clients. That's what you would think, right? If you're making 2 to 3K per month, like let's just go do this for 2 to 3 businesses now and you can double or triple that. No. Instead of doing that, what I did is I just began helping the business I was already working in, and he trusted me, with certain elements that they weren't great at, and I slowly started building more skills. So, for example, I was doing appointment setting, I was doing this, I was already good at this, I was making good money with this. Then, with the extra free time I had, I started identifying other problems that the business was facing that was stopping them from growing even further. And what we call this the theory of constraints here. I'll try to like zoom in on this a little bit. 1 second. But basically the theory of constraints is like the performance of a system is limited by its weakest link. So the system is the business. If you want the business to grow, you need to find the weakest link and you need to improve it. So I would basically go in and I'd work with the business owner, and I'd try to figure out what the issue that they're facing that is stopping them from growing even further. And then whatever it was, I'd go spend a couple months trying to learn it and trying to get better at it. So I would learn how to take sales calls. I would learn how to, run paid ads. I would learn how to help them improve the pricing of their product. I would learn how to improve their client success, etc. And slowly but surely, I started stacking skills on top of this first primary skill of appointment setting to become more valuable. And in doing that, I helped the business that I was working in grow. And as a byproduct of that, since you get paid 5 to 10% commission, as the business grows, you make more money by just making everything more efficient. And I slowly stacked my way to making 10K per month in literally just like 8 months, still while only working for one client. This is where it gets fun. Then, after doing that, after helping that business owner grow, I got what's called a case study. So I took him from making a small amount of money to a large amount of money. And so as a byproduct of that, he was very thankful for working with me. And when I eventually stopped working with him, then I asked him to film me a quick video talking about how valuable I was to the business, right? And I got a case study from the business owner. Then I scaled myself out of the position. So I ended up quitting, but I placed like somebody else that could still do the work for him in doing appointment setting. And then I began rinsing and repeating this exact same process that I did with this one business owner for 5 to 10 businesses every single month as a consultant. So now, think about this. You're going to have to bear with me here, especially if you're a beginner watching this video, but it's okay. You'll understand this. I was in this business. I was doing the work for him. Then I brought myself out of that business by placing somebody else to do the work. Then, instead of going in and working for another business, I actually took the formula that I used to help that first business grow to go and repeat this for 5 to 10 businesses every single month as a consultant. So I wouldn't just go in and do the work for them again. I would actually show them what they needed to do. This is where it gets really fun. And business owners were happy to pay me 5 to 10K for multiple months of me helping dial in their info product businesses because I was helping them scale their business a lot more and they were getting a hefty return on investment. I still remember to this day in like 2022, I was in Mexico with my business partner at the time and 2 other close friends. And we were taking a Zoom meeting together with a potential client because we did this for like 5 to 10 businesses every single month. And he paid $10,000 on that call. And it's like $10,000 was more than what most people make in like 1 or even 2 months. And we made that in like an hour. And that was one of the most surreal feelings at the time. And that proved to me that like you can literally do whatever you want in this world. Like there's no ceiling to what type of results and what type of progress you can see. And I know there's people that make $10,000 every day. I'm not there yet, so there's like still levels to this for sure. And this is what I did for over 2 years until very recently. I managed a team of 3 guys that worked with 15 to 20 business owners, helping them scale using the insights and the data that I acquired for my first business. And here's the thing, if you're watching this video right now, you actually have an unfair advantage that I didn't have when I first started because nobody was talking about stuff like this when I first started. Like the closest thing to like what I'm sharing with you now was SMMA. When I started in 2021, there was nobody talking about this. Like the closest thing was like Iman doing like his like edited videos and all that stuff. Lucky for you, I can show you guys exactly where I got started. So again, this is a lengthy process, and this is not something that happens fast and overnight. So if you're not here to play the long game, and if you're not here to be here for the next 5, 10, 20 years, you can just click off this video right now and I won't be offended. But the first thing that you need to do is you need to learn appointment setting, which again, you can follow this step-by-step formula. I have multiple videos on my channel that break down appointment setting, so you can just like search that up and find that. Once you learn appointment setting, you're going to do outreach to start to land your first client. And so there's multiple videos on my channel that teach you how to do outreach. Then after doing that, you're going to go and you're going to just focus on doing appointment setting for a couple months. And you're going to start to, over the course of a couple months, start to get to the point where you're making 2, 3, 5K per month. Then after that, this is where most people totally stop. What you do after that, once you've learned appointment setting, you're making a decent amount of money, you're building your skill set, you're going to start to help the business owner you're working with other things outside of just appointment setting. And you can use this theory of constraints system that I talked about in this video to try to identify what the weakest link is that's stopping them from growing. And whatever it is, you go out and learn it. If you have to buy courses, if you have to buy coaching programs, if you have to watch YouTube for 12 hours a day to learn how to solve whatever problem they're facing, you go do it. And then you solve it. And as a byproduct of that, your income will grow. And then you do that again for whatever they're struggling with next. Now you're making 5K per month and your client is struggling with XYZ. You go learn that. You go buy courses, you go buy coaching programs, you go figure it out. And then you solve it. And you just keep doing this until you get to the point where you're making like 10K per month, or you could probably even go higher with your client. And then where it gets really fun, and this is, I guess, like step 5, is then you scale yourself out of your position and you use this case study and this progress that you've now helped your business owner make to go and rinse and repeat the process for more similar businesses. This is what you do, guys. This is the method. And you don't have to spend any money to get started. Learning appointment setting is something that, like, literally, as long as you have a high school level of communication, you'll be good. It takes like 3 to 7 days to learn, and you can get going. And so, yeah. Now, here's the thing. If you want one-on-one help, if you understand the fact that I could probably come in and help you speed up the process of seeing results, if you're like, okay, yeah, this makes sense, but I'm a little bit unsure as to how I could actually do this, or like what every specific detail of this looks like, and I would just feel more comfortable going through this process with somebody that's already done this now himself, but then also for dozens of clients and other students in other programs, what I do offer is I do offer one-on-one coaching. So if you're like, Trevor, I want to work with a coach, I want to work with somebody that already knows what they're doing, then you have that option there. But maybe if you're financially strapped right now, or maybe if you don't want to work with me, I'm not offended. There are tons of YouTube videos on my channel alone that teach you how to do this for free. What you're paying for with one-on-one coaching is an increased chance that you actually make it work, and then also speeding up the process of seeing results. Because when you try to learn it on your own, you're going to have to fail on your own. You're going to have to learn on your own. You're going to have to adjust on your own. Whereas when you work with a coach, I can help you avoid that before it even happens. So yeah, hopefully this was valuable for you guys. If you guys want more information about one-on-one coaching, you can find that in the description below. Or if you have any questions about it, you can hit me on IG. But hopefully this was valuable. Hopefully you got some insights. And other than that, you guys take care and have a fantastic rest of your day.